music. He's like love, 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 and music. La la la, love, 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 and music. Love, love.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. I am Jaylee. This is Jaylee's Corner. This is a quick little thoughts, concerns, what I'm thinking about for Teen Mom, the whole franchise. So we know that, first of all, if you have not done so already, please take a moment to subscribe to my channel, and then do not forget to hit the notification bell, because that lets you know when I have new videos up. Okay, and you can also like this video and share the video, put comments below all the way, scroll down. So Teen Mom, Ryan, Mackenzie, Jenelle, you know, this franchise, I feel, has just gone way beyond what it was meant to be. It was supposed to be a way to, you know, see the lives of young mothers or whatever. That's what it started out as. But it's getting a little bit off track. So we know that Ryan was arrested over, well, this week actually. But before that happened, he and Mackenzie had said that they would no longer be on the current season coming up for Teen Mom. And the weird part about that is they both said, well, MTV doesn't want to show Ryan living a sober life. They don't want to show him, you know, getting better. You know, that's why we want to be on here. Now we do know that supposedly his parents will still, you know, be on the show here and there with Bentley and stuff, but he would not be on the show. Mackenzie would not be on the show. We won't see her pregnancy on the show, any of that. Now Mackenzie was saying supposedly that up until that point, MTV was paying for her doctor visits, but since they told her, you know, you're no longer be on the show, they not doing that anymore. I feel two kind of ways about that. Mackenzie, we know you dating Ryan, and I feel like you dated him because he was on the show, and that's where the money would come from. The fact that she said the show was paying for her doctor visits, I'm like, so does Mackenzie not work? Does Mackenzie not have any other insurance? Like, what does Mackenzie do exactly? Because what were you doing before you were dating Ryan? Like, what did that come from? Not only that, no one really likes Mackenzie simply because she's too young and dumb to figure out Ryan is an issue. Ryan has a drug problem, like, and that's not even no tea, no shade. Like, he literally needs rehab, like, not no little 20-day rehab. The rehab that Butch was in, well, Butch was gonna be gone for like 3 to 6 months. That is what Ryan needs. Ryan was smoking heroin, okay? He was using heroin for $10,000. Was it $10,000 like a week? That is a lot of heroin. So, my opinion on it, I don't think the reason MTV no longer wants them on the show had anything to do with them not wanting to show Ryan sober. Why? Because Ryan ass ain't sober and clean. He isn't. I think the thing was they got tired of ignoring the fact that he had a drug problem and it was coming through on TV. Now, this is my issue with that. This is going to jump around a little bit. My issue with that is you're taking Ryan and Mackenzie off, but you're leaving Jenelle and David on, and when everyone suspects them of being child abusers. You know what I'm saying? I'm in the whole episode with her in the car with the gun with Jace, all of that. So I'm like, I feel like it's a double standard of you want what's entertaining enough to make people tune in, but you don't want to show him as a struggling drug addict, but you'll show an unfit parent. I think that's crazy. For me, okay, Jenelle actions are just as bad as Ryan's, if you ask me. Jenelle was on the show back when she was getting. Remember, Jenelle used to do heroin, her and Kiefer back in the day, and they would show them getting high. And this was when she was like, I don't think she was in her 20s at all yet. I think that's still when she was a teenager and Jace was still young. She used to be getting high, doing heroin with, it was either heroin or meth, with Kiefer. So Jenelle, they have showed drug addicts on the show before. You know, Amber, her whole abuse thing, beating Gary ass all them years ago. Farrah, her just the way she would berate her mom, with being just mean. People on the show, you've shown their issues. So I do feel like for you to take Ryan off the show, like, what's the real reason? We know, but again, we know the story that Mackenzie and Ryan is feeling, talking about they don't want to show me sober, is some bullshit. So I do wonder what's the real reason behind it, because Ryan's behavior and his antics is just as bad as Janelle's with Jace and David. It's the same, it's the same where he's a drug addict, but you know, we suspect child abuse. Now I don't know if they know for, now it could be think of, because we suspect child abuse, we've never seen it, they can't like take her off for that reason. So that part I get, but again, I need someone to investigate into that. However, Ryan was arrested over this past week for, what do you think it was? Lollipops? No. Butterflies? No. Lion, tigers, and bears? Oh my, no. For heroin, okay? So, he was arrested in his hometown for heroin. Now, they do not say if it was from the prior charge he had. I read a few different sites that quoted the police department there, and they kind of said different things. So I don't want to misquote anyone, which is the one thing about it. However, they did have the one, I just lost it. The one part where, maybe it was this one, because the police gave like a whole little statement basically saying how he was arrested, it was heroin, how he is still currently in jail, he was held without any bond, he will be there till his court date on August 6th, I believe. So it's just weird that people are like acting as if, oh my god, I can't believe it, Ryan has a drug issue. He has for a while. So the kind of crazy part is, I don't understand why no one is acting as if they didn't know this. Like, Ryan's had a drug issue for a while. So I think the thing to do is not necessarily take him off the show for it. Make it be like, okay, well, it could be things where they say, you know, either go to rehab and stay on the show, or you have to leave the show for, you know, not being sober. Ryan isn't sober, and I don't believe he's been sober in a long time. And no one can be like, well, I think he's clean. He isn't. The reason he was, this is the third time he's been arrested within the past, let's say the past year, for drugs. The last time he was arrested was when because he failed the drug test. And yeah, so sorry, unless this popped up. Because he failed the drug test, and the reason he was arrested at that point was because the drug test failed. He had heroin in the system, and again, I feel like even if he's on some kind of medication that helps him to stabilize and helps him to stay sober, I don't think that would test positive for heroin. You know how heroin gets in your system, you do heroin, okay? So it's a thing of Ryan isn't clean and sober. They need to put him in a 3 to 6 month rehab program. Mackenzie ass cannot be the one like, oh my god, Macy's the reason he's doing heroin. No, she ain't, because they ain't even talking. And if the reason you can't be around your son is because of your drug addiction, why would you not get clean? Well, it's because being addicted to drugs alters what you want to do. The problem is that people who want to shine a light on it, he don't want them people around. Like his parents and Mackenzie coddle him, and that's the reason why I feel that's the reason he is where he is, because no one has held him responsible for what he has done. They keep trying to blame it's Macy's fault because him and Macy keep beefing or whatever. It's crazy. No, get that man some help, okay? You know what I'm saying? I'm all for if MTV leave him and Mackenzie monkey ass on the show. And I'm not saying monkey as if she's a monkey. I call people monkey ass all the time, but so it wasn't like racial or whatever. But yeah, her crazy ass on the show. I don't even mind them being on the show as long as they're going to be truthful and honest. And you know what I'm saying? Ryan needs help. The way that Ryan and Mackenzie interact, where we know she doesn't want to say, yo, her ass high right now. like we see that she purposely bites her tongue when he acting a little heroinish. Okay, I'm saying, so does his mamas and his daddy. It's hard to have a family member, especially your husband or your child, addicted to a drug like heroin or any drug in that aspect. But however, ignoring it ain't gonna make it any better at all. So because of the arrest, he is facing about up to 3 years in prison. Excuse me, depending on how many charges they put in, because he was on probation and his probation was extended after the last 2 arrests, and now he's been arrested a 3rd time. And if the arrest is for him actually having heroin on him, that's when it can be up to 3 years. But if it's something else, it can change depending on what they say happened. They're not releasing too much information to where people know like exactly what's going on. And I cannot find the little article I saw that was from the police people. No, I can't find it. So, but again, I'm not surprised about it. I mean, I think people have seen it coming. I think when Ryan first got out of rehab, he was high. He was sober maybe the first week or 2. I think since then we've seen how he has kind of went back to the same high Ryan that we've noticed from prior years. And again, his wife and mama and them is ignoring it. I feel like Mackenzie got pregnant on purpose to see maybe if he got a baby on the way, maybe if he has that happiness, he won't get high. But he has not ever really took rehab seriously. And the thing about it is, when you are a drug addict, part of recovery is relapse. They say that all the time. Drug addicts, alcoholics, they relapse. They do. But they do it until they fix it. Ryan barely tried to fix it the first damn time at all. Like he really did not. And so I'm not surprised that he's back where he is, because I don't feel like he took it serious the first time. They brought up, we know how Macy and Taylor has restraining orders against him because he would like call them and say crazy stuff and kind of be threatening them or whatever. So for him, I get that he's probably like, everyone's against me. MTV fired me basically, or won't let us shoot the show. How can we afford, a baby or whatever? Because I don't know or think Ryan like works at all. I also don't know what Mackenzie does. However, that can be stressful. But you are the reason that everything that's happening in your life right now is happening. So we have to wait to see what happens when he goes to court on August 6th. And at that point in time, there will probably be more information available as to what he did. I do think the reason he did not get a bail is because the judge said you keep violating your probation. And, eventually the judges be like, what, I'm trying to give you chances. Like, you can't no. This is your 3rd arrest towards the end of your probation. And it's all for drugs. And again, I feel like sentence him to a year in a rehab facility or prison or whatever. Sentence him to do some in-house stuff, not no outpatient shit, nothing. He needs to be somewhere, like send him to Dr. Drew's house, okay? Send him to some, we need that celebrity rehab show we used to have before. He need to be there, but like for like 6 months, okay? He needs to be fully clean, and then after he gets clean, he needs to go to sober living, where he can kind of acclimate himself into getting back into regular life. Ryan would never be better if people are not more stern with him and like don't oh my God, Ryan, like, are you okay? Are you sure? Like, you handle, like, no, be like, look, you can't do this. Like, you have kids and a wife. You can't do this. Like, your son will get older and figure out what dad was gone because he was out there smoking heroin. You know what I'm saying? And he kept doing it. Even though, my mom tried to like say, hey, get drug tested. You can see him whenever. He couldn't get drug tested because he kept getting high. So it's crazy to think that he just doesn't give a fuck. Okay, he just doesn't give a fuck. That's all for him. Jenelle asks, I need someone to hurry up and call CPS on her ass, Child Protective Services, and just, just make sure. I don't think Jenelle need to get back Jace. I think Kaiser need to go somewhere. I don't know if I'm going to say Kaiser needs to go with Nathan, maybe to Nathan's mom, and he gets, because Nathan has his anger issues too. Like Nathan, if we recall, we didn't like Nathan when he was with Jenelle. You know what I'm saying? Because he was also aggressive and kind of crazy and whatnot. Barb didn't like Nathan back then. I do think he's in a better place. I do feel like he is more mature than he was in the past, but I still feel like he got more work to do. I think he is in a better mental state than Jenelle, because Jenelle is crazy as hell. And the video of her on that road rage incident just proves that's who need supervision dates with her kids. That Jenelle does, okay? And even though we can't stand Davis' ass, I like that he even told her, you should have not followed that man to his house. Now, I can't wait to see the next episode of Teen Mom to see how they handle the whole situation after the fact, once Barb gets Jace back, and it can kind of be discussed what happened. I want to see what the producers, like, what questions are, and that's something else. The producers now can talk to them and question them. No one said to her after all that, bitch, you crazy. Like, no one said, girl, what is wrong with you? Nobody. It's just kind of crazy to think that the producers kind of let shit go. Like, y'all ask them questions, but y'all don't ask them. Someone should say, Jenelle, what were you thinking? Do you know that Jace could have been guilty? And the man who Jenelle followed home, he, talked about it or whatever. He said, first of all, he said she was driving crazy on the freeway, period. Like, it wasn't just me. He said, but he was tailgating her. He said, so he did go around her. He did brake check her. He said, but he didn't realize initially that there was a kid in the car. Once he did, he was like, all right, whatever. That's why he went on home. He said when he was going home, he saw her follow him. He said, I saw her following me, so I called my neighbors and told them, hey, some crazy person on the freeway is following me home. Like, get ready. He said, because what? They all got guns. He says that my neighbors were ready to shoot. Because that's what you do when someone follows you home. You protect yourself, okay? You protect yourself. The fact that he said, I called my neighbors and told them to get ready. Someone's following me home. Get your guns out. Okay, I'm saying it's about to be bang, bang, shoot them up all day. He did that. He said it wasn't until she then got to his house that he realized. And he also said he also had a license to carry and had his gun in his car with him, and he could have put it out, and he has done in the past to protect himself. He said, but however, once I noticed she had a kid with her, that's the only reason I did not pull my gun out. But let's say that Jace was in the back seat. Let's say she had Kaiser with her and they couldn't see Kaiser. And now someone put a gun out and they shoot Jenelle, and Kaiser is behind Jenelle and he gets shot and he get killed. Jenelle don't need to have them kids with her. That whole scene is proof in the pudding, okay? It's proof in all the pudding. You need that she can endanger her kid's life, and she don't care. Because you followed that man home, and now to find out from his point of view that he's seen her following him, and that he also had a gun in his car, and that he also told his neighbors to be ready because we don't know what's going to happen. She could have got herself killed. She could have got her kid killed. So the fact that she just did it and did not care, it's like, can someone go and just take her kids from her right now? Like, make her go to, like, some kind of training. She need a good year of parent training, okay? And until she can show herself to be just sufficient to not get them kids hurt, she need to sit down some damn where not have her kids with her. And that's bad to say, take a kid away from their mom. But when your mom, it's better that than she's somewhere else road raging or something, to put her gun out on someone shooting that damn car and kill her kid because she can't control her own damn anger. So you know what, I'm gonna end it there. So that's my thoughts, concerns, about the whole Teen Mom thing and all the people. We know the new Teen Mom season will be coming to an end shortly, and then the new one will come along. So honey, it's the whole cycle. So put your comments below. I'm done. Peace.